So, fundamentals part 3, lighting, is going to start right now. And we're going to get into a lot of different light types, but I figured we break this down into subcategories. So, right? Fundamentals 3, subcategory natural light. We're going to cover all of the lights that I know how to use well. And I'm going to give you my best advice and my best tips. And we're going to walk through best case scenarios, tips, tricks, do's, don'ts, which is necessarily no do's or don'ts, but just things that I think are good ideas and things that aren't good ideas. And you can apply them in any way that you want because there's no rules. But understanding how things work lets you play the game with no rules a lot better. Natural light is one of the most diverse and most plentiful types of light that we have available to us as photographers. I mean, it's the sun. It just comes right out of the sky. And knowing a few things about it, knowing a few of the characteristics that it can produce, will give us a few more things and a little bag of tricks to get out there and capture great, beautiful portraits. So, let's talk about it. You step out in the morning, the sun just crested, or you're getting home from work late and the sun's getting ready to sink, and that soft, warm-looking light's flowing across everything, making the whole place look like a cool vacation beach, right? That, my friends, is golden hour. The time when the sun just rose and right before the sun sets. And it's probably one of the most requested type of natural light that people want to get shot at. It's flattering, it's soft, kind of the characteristics you'll see real long shadows cast across the ground from golden hour light. And yeah, it's romantic, it's great for couples, great for engagement sessions, there's a lot of things you can do in that light. It's a pretty, pretty light, you look good, your skin looks good, your face looks good, your clothes look good, the whole neighborhood looks good, right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about natural light and how it works. Golden hour is one of the most popular ones that people want to get shot in, and it's a safe bet. You get out right before sunset, you get up in the morning, if you're an early bird, you get out and shoot some portraits and that stuff. It's a winner. The chicken had its dinner. If you are an even earlier riser or a later bird and you wait around for blue hour, and that's just right before the sun rises and right after the sun sets, it's going to give you a little bit more moody, serene, bluish tint. And it's great for cityscapes, landscapes, telling like kind of a more of a story. Think of, a person on a beach all somber in the blue hour. It just kind of has that moody feel to it, to really show big swaths of things. That's when I would use it, right? You got those are flattering, gentle, beautiful, but you're dealing with an angsty person who is launching a gritty outdoors brand. You need some more punch. That's when you deal with the midday sun. It's up high, much contrast from light to dark. Really defined shadows, really punchy, gritty look. The midday sun is the heavyweight contender of all. You don't go out there and mess around with the midday sun lightly. You go out there and you deal with it on a case-by-case situation, and sometimes you'll lose. But with the right things, you may win. All right, and the easiest and most flattering of all of the natural lights is going to be overcast, right? There's clouds in the sky, everything's all gray, but it's going to be evenly lit. It's super flattering. It's almost a can't go wrong, can't fail scenario to shoot in. And then, of course, we're going to have natural light as it comes through, maybe the window of a house or the window of a vehicle and bounce around in there. That's going to be a little bit of a look to it, depending on what's going on. But all of those light types is just lighting provided by the heavens, by the cosmos that came down to the earth and we capture with our camera. So With natural light, we can't control the light itself. So the only thing that we can control in this scenario is going to be shutter speed, ISO, aperture, right? The holy trinity as it comes to exposure. You can do some modifiers. Like right now I have a ND filter, which is like a set of sunglasses on the front of the camera. And it cuts down the light before the light hits the lens, so I can shoot at a wider aperture, so I can still get my ooey gooey, nice and dreamy background, a fat bokeh in the background. And also over to the side, I have a modifier, which is a diffuser, which is between the light source and me. So like I said, I mean, I can't make the light soft. I can't just reach up there and turn it down, or, you know, put it in a softbox or anything, but I can put something between me and it and soften it up to make it a little bit more flattering coming across me. And all of those things, when you start talking about modifiers and changing the shape and the look of light using a modifier, applies across the board. So I won't get too much into them now, but I did take a few shots with Mrs. Legless. Do you remember her? My assistant here. You know, with a few different modifiers and a few different lights, with some hard light, with some soft light, and with some reflectors to kind of let you see what's going on with it. So we're gonna take a look at those. I'll also throw up some shots that I've taken over the course of my career in natural lights and put up the camera settings and talk about the conditions they're in, so you can kind of see examples of just natural light shots. All right, first I'm in my backyard with Mrs. Legless. Some golden hour light. And you can see when I move the reflector in, it adds kind of like a second light source, right? You know, it's dark in the front, then I put the reflector in there, and voila, shadows filled in like magic. All with just natural light and a reflector. Got my little cousin here. We were out shooting some photos at golden hour for her, and we got the sun behind her with a little golden kiss coming across her forehead and nice soft light in front, right? Beautiful use of golden hour sunlight. When you're dealing with natural light, it very much depends on how you place your subject in the environment. Play some weird, you'll get weird results. Play some nice, nice results, right? Easy breezy. So we're out here in the park with this old statue here. The photo I took when I first started, the very, very early days, but it's a great example of golden hour light. I got him kind of with the shoulder is facing towards the sun, so the light rolls off to the shadows real nice and easy. Flattering if he was a real person instead of a big old hunk of steel, but another great example, or maybe just good example, of golden hour sunshine. So now it's blue hour. Nice and serene, placid, gentle. That moody blue tint to it. It's really kind of just a vibey feel. The light's gonna be soft, somewhere between golden hour and maybe overcast, because the sun's not in the sky, but you get a lot of color. It's not just gray like a normal overcast light would do. So yeah, it's a good time to get out, get your vibes on, get your moody on, and just experiment, you know? It's a little bit darker, so you're gonna have to change the settings on your camera. You can't just, you know, go with the daylight settings. You're gonna have to open things up a little bit, but should be able to get some cool things. Like that one little sunflower there in the field. Man, that's a cool picture. All right, here we go, the midday sun. Super hot. That's my hot wife. We're in the super hot midday sun. Carlos Santana and Rob Thomas sang about this. So you can see how it's real sharp, contrasty, transitions from light to dark. The shadows are gonna be super short on the ground. A lot of specular light coming in, so it's gonna be an edgier, punchier light. It's gonna add raw emotion and attitude. It's another one of my little cousins here. She's a big cousin now, properly grown up, but this was in her era of I don't smile for anybody, except for when the camera's not there. But yeah, no, this light was good for that whole vibe she was doing. Dark, edgy, angsty, punchy, get out of my face. With natural lights used in the right scenario, it gives you those looks you're looking for, right? Experiment, play around, do your thing. So this is a pretty much a classic example of midday sun. Here on our friend, the Harry Elefante. The sun's directly above, short shadows, bunch of contrast between the lights and the dark. It's kind of cool. So when I was looking for pictures for Overcast, I found this one. I actually have this framed inside of my home. I have no idea why I shot this at such a slow shutter speed. However, you can see the overcast light is just bathing everything, and it's almost no shadows underneath the old-timey car there. Somebody in our hometown bought that old building. I think it's an old fire station, and turned it into a house. How cool is that? Yeah, but overcast light, super flattering, covers everything, nice and pretty. It's gonna help your subject look the very best they could possibly look. Even my buddy Phil here, he doesn't look bad normally, but just imagine if he wasn't in this beautiful overcast light. Shout out to Phil, love you, man. All right, so we got some light coming in through the window, and the whole thing with this one is I wanted to have very little noise in the image. So I put it on a tripod, and I turned the shutter speed way down to slow, right? And yeah, you're gonna have some of the characteristics of the window in a shiny thing show up. And depending on what it looks like outside, that's gonna be the color temperature of your light, kind of the shape of your light, depending on the room you're in. But yeah, it's natural light, another example of just using the light that's available from Mother Earth, actually from space, shine down on Mother Earth to get a good picture. Yeah? Cool. All right. So, thanks for sticking around. Again, Jerry Hill of Capture Craft, and I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, all of that rigmarole. If this video was helpful, leave a comment. If it was trash, also leave a comment. You know, how do I know that you don't like it if you don't tell me? I really do appreciate you sticking around. It's the best part of my week, being able to sit down and talk to a camera about cameras to a few people that watch it. And if you appreciate it, I appreciate you. And go talk to you soon. Peace.